My dad has a funeral that he's attending. The
It's not
CEO.
for myself though.
No.
It's someone else's funeral.
Yes, exactly. He's
Respected, well liked by a lot of people. He had the whole life of achievements. Started very small and then he turned a small firm into a big corporation. So he's got a lot of respect. And it's not just because of the wealth that he collected, mostly because of his personality. Because nobody right now thinks about how rich he was. It's just the details of his personality, the relationship that he had with each individual of us. It's really what we're all thinking of.
And what an interesting conversation, because we're talking about death right now, and we're talking about, what happens in the afterlife. Should we know what? And these questions about what happens in the afterlife really might take away our focus in creating a beautiful life around us, that we can have like a funeral where so many people who've been impacted can come and enjoy our time.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, today I experienced, in my so many years of age, I experienced something that I had not experienced. It made me think a lot about this reality. I saw a nurse at the nursing home preparing my father-in-law, his grandfather, ready for a departure. So I saw that nurse very carefully, meticulously preparing him to have a peace and comfort as he's departing this earthly life. And it was so much like 2 years ago when it came to my grandchild's delivery room, and then she was preparing the arrival of this child, and I was looking at the cyclical nature of this life. The circle of life. There's a lot more meaning to our lives than just the day-to-day operation that we do. It's good to have that in focus when we are thinking about our lives.
Yeah, to constantly be aware of our death.
Our death.
And that's the benefit of funerals and seeing my grandfather pass on from this earthly life, is that it's forcing me to look and go, wow, we're just here for a temporary time.
Exactly.
What's the thing that matters the most?
Good question, because as I was looking at his frail face, that he had tough time breathing, the only thing I was looking at when I was looking at his face was all the kindness that he had, the big heart that he had. So
you start to think of all of the times with him where you witnessed him really loving deeply and putting so much love and care and concern into this life.
Exactly. The advices he was giving me as I was marrying into this family. But right now, as I became older and older myself, I noticed how much valuable those advices were.
He was right.
He was right, and I hope someone else listens to me as I am saying these things.
No, Dad, you hate being right. That's something you can't stand. It's not something you enjoy, being right. You never like being right.
The faculties of human being, without using any of them, I think in this world, we'll have to develop all those faculties. Now, the faculties may not be hands and nose and ear and all that stuff.
Connection.
But it would be connections. It would be really relationships and contributions, your generosity.
Love
all
and
the
relationships.
Good virtues and the sons listening to their parents.
Despite your differences, there's love.
Despite the differences. That there's always good intentions involved in it. So we are preparing that as we depart this life, like my father-in-law is, as we speak, he's going through that process. Get next to the family, to your loved ones, hug them.
Hug them close, tell them you love them.
As close as you can.
And if you have a broken down relationship with one of them and you haven't, and you know there's a brother or a father or a son or whatever you haven't spoken to, this is just a nudge and a reminder that life is short, that you got to get past your stories and really just do everything you can to create as much love as possible, because we don't have much time.
Exactly. And I've been hearing all this ever since I was very young. And I always just put it aside. I said, okay, that's a good cliche statement. But I'm now feeling it. I'm just serious about it. I'm just feeling every word that I heard from the people who were wiser than me. And please just
So
love
listen to your fathers is what he's trying to say.
Listen to your father. No, Nima has taught me a lot of things. I mean, fathers, they go to their value system, and sometimes once in a while the children, as they get more and more knowledge about their environment, it's a good thing for them just also to kick them in the rear end and say, hey dad, mom, it's too late to think that way, so let's be updated as per.
Am I getting this on video? Yeah, it's on video. Okay, good. Just want to make sure it's working. We working? Okay, good.
Mwah.
I love you, Dad.